When Nicholas Njoroge and his wife Anne Wanjiku Njoroge welcomed their first child, Lawrence Simon Warunge, in 1998, they didn't know that 22 years later, this same child will grow up to brutally murder them and their two other children. Though cases of violence in families are not isolated, parricides, a phenomenon where a perpetrator kills their parents or a close relative, are rare. Welcome back to the Insight Edition. My name is Yusuf, and on today's episode of Criminal Diaries, we are going to tell you the shocking story of the 22-year-old Kenyan IT student who murdered almost all members of his family. On the 6th of January 2021, Kenyans woke up to heartbreaking news of murder in Kiambu County, which involved 4 members of the same family and their worker in the next compound. The bodies of Nicholas Njoroge, his wife Anne Wanjiku Njoroge, their son Christian Njenga, and their adopted nephew Maxwell Njenga were discovered. The body of James Kinyanjui, the worker, had been discovered earlier on. After a whole day of investigations, the police established Lawrence Simon Warunge, the firstborn of Nicholas Njoroge and Anne Wanjiku Njoroge, as the main suspect of this heinous crime. Because Lawrence was a student at Mount Kenya University and he was not at school. Suspiciously, he had gone missing on the 5th of January 2021, the night the 5 victims were butchered. Through tracking his phone, Warunge was arrested by police officers on the 9th of January 2021 after investigating officers fished him from his hideout in Lower Kabete. What the investigating officers will later find out will shock not only them but also the whole nation of Kenya, because Lawrence confessed to the murders and also agreed to take the investigating officers to the locations where he disposed the murder weapons. Lawrence stated that the reason for his actions was that his parents were satanic and they wanted to kill him. He also stated that his parents neglected him and his siblings supported them. The following is a detailed narration of the happenings of that day as per the confession of Lawrence Warunge. Warunge asked his girlfriend to buy him a knife in Thika. At Thika, the suspect also bought a pair of trousers, a jacket, a lady's shoes, a piece of wigs, and a female doll. He later cut off the doll's head. From Thika, Warunge proceeded to Nairobi CBD, where he visited Uhuru Park and Holy Family Basilica. Fearing that he could be searched at the church, he proceeded to one of the supermarkets where he deposited his luggage, which were in a red carrier bag containing the things he bought plus the knife. He left the supermarket with the luggage tag, leaving his bag behind, and proceeded to the church. At around 4 p.m., he went and boarded a Limuru-bound passenger vehicle, and on reaching Limuru, he took another vehicle home in Wangunyu, Kiambaa. On reaching home, he found James Kinyanjui and asked him for a metal bar. He, however, did not disclose what he wanted to do with it. At one point, he was very nervous, and when the deceased asked him, he simply said he had a lot of stress. He would later catch Kinyanjui unaware and hit him at the back of the head several times before he cut his throat using the knife he had. According to him, he decided to slit Kinyanjui's throat because he refused to die. Warunge remained around the initial crime scene until around 8 p.m. when he witnessed his father coming home in a taxi. After a small wait, he climbed the perimeter wall. While in the compound, he saw his mother in the kitchen, and he proceeded to the main switch and disconnected the power. He had some paraffin which he sprinkled on a green paper bag and set it on fire just outside the kitchen door. Curious to know what was happening, the mother got out and he hit her at the back of the head with the metal bar. The brother, who heard the commotion and rushed to the door, oblivious of the impending danger, was also attacked. The mother fell down unconscious while the injured brother rushed back to his room. All this while, the father, who was taking some refreshment in his bedroom upstairs, was not aware that his own son was busy attacking and murdering his family downstairs. When the commotion downstairs started to become unbearable, he decided to go there and see what was going on. But he was met with his son armed with a knife. He ran back, but the son followed him. Fearing for his life, he jumped from the bedroom balcony. He got injured and the son followed him and he stabbed him 34 times before slitting his throat. He then killed one of his brothers, that was Maxwell Njenga, who was a class 7 pupil at Wangunyu Primary School, and went room for room looking for the other brother. He found the brother, Christian Njenga, hiding under his bed in his room. The younger brother pleaded with him to spare his life, but he would hear none of that. He stabbed him several times before slitting his throat. After killing the family members, he showered and ate the food the mother was preparing and later sat down and watched a television program. He slept on his father's bed until around 4 a.m. when he woke up and asked for a lift in one of the delivery vans. He went to Naivasha and later went to Mai Mahiu, the rural home of his girlfriend who was by then in Thika. There, he burnt some of his clothes and the mobile phones belonging to his parents, which he had collected from the house. He later went to Lower Kabete, where he was arrested. The exhibit recovered had been thrown in a pit latrine. He even took the detectives to an open field in the same area where he burnt some of the evidence. The father had arrived in Kenya from the United States about a fortnight earlier, where he worked as a nurse. Two of his daughters survived the cold-blooded murder since they had gone to school the previous day. One of the sisters was a Form 4 student while the other was in Form 2. The big question remains, why did he do it? Lawrence Warunge isn't just a young adult who woke up one day and decided to end the lives of both his parents and his two brothers. Something might have really been wrong, and that's what we are here to talk about. The uncle to Lawrence stated that a few years ago, he had reported his mother to a police station, claiming that she was involved in satanic activities and was trying to poison him, but the case was thrown out because the police thought it was a domestic dispute case and they wanted the family to harmoniously solve their disputes. Lawrence stated that his late parents had neglected him during his childhood. He said that he used to be mistreated by the house help and neighbors while his parents were busy with their work, an aspect that affected his self-esteem. He added that his father was violent when drunk, he will beat him and never appreciated his efforts. While confessing, Lawrence had stated that his parents were satanic and they wanted to kill him. It won't be fair to pass judgment on him without looking into these claims and try to understand what really pushed him to this limit. For this, we have to try and understand in general, why do children kill their parents? According to a 2018 Boston Globe report, Cohen, a forensic psychiatrist who teaches at Cornell University, grouped the types of children who commit parricides into three. The first group, he said, includes youth who suffer from a severe mental illness. Such offenders may develop a delusion about the parent in a sense that the parent is the devil, or the devil has gone into the parent. They may even think they are saving the parent by murdering them. These youths are often in the throes of a severe psychotic episode when they kill. About the second group, Cohen said that these killers demonstrate an antisocial personality or even psychopathic traits. They have a lack of empathy and a hasty behavior that leads them to accidentally or purposefully killing their parents. The third group is made up of killers who have suffered severe abuse in the home, either physical, mental, or even sexual. They may at some point act out of self-defense to prevent further harm, or may see the murder of their parents as their only way out, thus killing them. Lawrence Simon Warunge is still held at Nairobi Industrial Area Remand Prison, while the prosecution continues to build up a strong case against him. He is charged with 5 counts of murder. Thank you for staying with us till the very end.